Hello everybody, today I will be explaining what happens between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Remember, this is after Link saves Hyrule and Zelda sends him back in time, and I will be focusing on the child era. I will also be discussing some of the... Well, I'm basically going to be discussing the things that Link does while he comes back, now that he is aware of what happens in the future, and how he changes a few things. Also, I will be discussing how Link's relationships between certain characters change, more specifically Malon, and also I will be discussing how Link has changed Hyrule as we know it. This is going to be more of a theory of what I think happened between there, but most of the stuff I think actually did happen. Besides that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned, stuff. I am also going to be trying to discuss some things that might have happened after Majora's Mask, as well as trying to link these things that happened after Majora's Mask to stuff that happened in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I'm going to be trying to link those three games, but for now I'm going to stick with what happened between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and I am going to start by discussing what happens directly after Link beats Ganondorf, or Ganon, in the final battle in the future. So after Link warns the princess, either Link went to set out and prevent things from happening in the future, like fixing Dodongo's cavern, or helping Lord Jabu Jabu or something. He tries to prevent those things from happening, like Jabu Jabu dying, or Dodongo's cavern, the Gorons starving from having no rocks to eat. Or Link went to Malon and became friends with her and worked with her at Lon Ranch because he felt that he was not accepted back in Kokiri Forest, even though Saria was his only friend. And Link worked at Lon Ranch for a long time until he was trusted with Epona, and he took Epona, or he asked to take Epona, to go and set out and look for Navi. It is unclear if they, well, had a close bond or not, but as far as we know in Ocarina of Time, they did have a close bond. So now Link goes into the Lost Woods with Epona and looks for Navi. As far as we know, Link could not enter Kokiri Forest for some apparent reason, because there would be no way at all for Epona to enter Kokiri Forest unless he went through Kakariko Village, then he went through Goron City, and finally go into the Lost Woods shortcut. Because there would be no other way at all for Link to get into Lost Woods that way. But on Link's way through the Lost Woods to look for Navi, Link stumbles upon two fairies, which worked for Skull Kid, and Skull Kid eventually tries to rob Link. The way Skull Kid robs Link is that now, because he's lost in the Lost Woods, he asks both of his fairies, or tells both of his fairies, to scare Epona so Link can fall off. Link then loses consciousness, as you see right here, and Skull Kid emerges from the shadows and comes up to Link and tries to rob him. Now that Skull Kid is successful in knocking over Link, he decides to take the Ocarina of Time because Link had nothing else of value on him. Skull Kid, not knowing what it actually is, decides to take the Ocarina of Time, since it's the only thing Link has that's valuable to him and shiny. Normal Skull Kids wouldn't hurt people, so he wouldn't take the sword or the shield. Shield, I don't know why, but still. Anyways, Link tries to attack the Skull Kid to get back the Ocarina of Time. Link then jumps onto Epona, and then Skull Kid tries to run off with his horse. Link, still grabbing onto Epona, tries to lose Skull Kid. Well, right now, this is all that happens between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, because this is where the ending point of what happens in between. Now that this is Link's last time in Hyrule before Majora's Mask starts, Link is just going to go deeper into the woods, through that tree stump, up there into that cave, and then fall down the hole. Oh, there it is. Fall down the hole, and this is where Link's journey starts. And yes, Link is transported into another world. He is not dead. We have seen this many times before, people. He's not dead in Majora's Mask. Well, there we go, people. Show's over. Goodbye. I'm just kidding. There's still a few more things I have to cover. Also, during a cutscene in Majora's Mask, Tail, not Tattle, Tail explains how she and her brother met Skull Kid. In this cutscene, we're introduced to a rainy clock town, or a rainy termina, I should say, and Tail and Tattle are trying to look for somewhere to stay warm. And inside of this log that you see here, they encounter a Skull Kid, or the Skull Kid. Now, the crazy thing about this is that after the storm, they play around, and Skull Kid takes out his flute and starts playing a song. That song is Saria's song, so that means in between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, Link taught Skull Kid Saria's song. And this is actually very strange, because as far as we know, this is the closest thing that we have to knowing what Link did after Majora's Mask, because Link can only learn Saria's song after he talks to Princess Zelda, or after Link talks to Zelda and starts to know her better and becomes friends with her, he goes to the woods and learns Saria's song. Solved it. If you're surprised that in this theory I did not mention a single thing about the things that Skull Kid has done, I guess I'll start with doing that now. Skull Kid has cursed people, he has wrecked the land in certain ways. Other things, he was cursed parts of the land, like the southern swamp, or woodfall. He curses it so the water is poisonous. He also takes control of some of the guardians that were inside of the temples. And he also hurts people, like that lady stuff. But basically, Skull Kid has done all these things to hurt the people, while Link has just been out exploring, not knowing anything about Termina at all, which is pretty natural for what's happening to our hero so far. And, yeah, pretty much this is the end of the theory, I guess. I think I've guessed everything that I had to guess about. This is my first theory, and I'm proud of it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Big shout out to Music Propositions for both of his songs, The Legend of Zelda Forest Symphony, as well as his Zelda Wii U Forest theme, or Zelda Wii U main theme, which is the songs that I used. Also the one that's playing right now, Retrospector's Snowden. Yeah. Those are good songs, you should check them out on YouTube. Also, yeah, pretty much, if you want to see any more theories, then subscribe and watch more. And I drank that by accident. But yeah, subscribe, leave in the comments if you want to see any other theories that I could look into. And yeah, this pretty much is a little sign that I might be starting Majora's Mask again. You never know. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Zelda Theories, I guess, work in progress. Goodbye.